What's up, everybody? Here's a 1 of 1. We're back at it with 8 of 8.
8 of 8.
Day
Yeah.
8 of 75 hard. Are you still doing it?
I'm on board, brother.
You're on board? Brother. Yeah, did you see Trump got inaugurated? Nobody tried to shoot him this time?
I'm grateful that no one tried to shoot him.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. Everyone kept talking about like, oh, God, Trump's going to die today. I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah.
He paid the Social Security guys good this time.
I mean, the people I was listening to didn't think it was going to happen. Like, they thought they were going to try to do something, but they're letting it happen for whatever reason. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so how's your 75 hard going? Have you noticed any? You were talking about positive changes.
Yeah,
on
I was
the last
talking about.
video.
I was talking to you. I mentioned in passing on the machine that have you seen any positive results that you didn't anticipate? And I know for myself, because I've had lack of sweets, like I guess eating a crap ton of sweets every day, like so many sweets. I probably am post-diabetic, but
Pre-diabetic?
no, post, because I ate so many that I passed the pre.
You think you're actually diabetic?
I went beyond it.
You are diabetic?
I went past it. I survived it by eating too much sweets. My sweets killed the diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't eating that much candy, so I don't know.
But they hide you in different ways. Like, mine weren't like really candy I was eating, but I would kill like a whole thing of gummy Lifesavers at night. Boom, easy.
Well, that's candy,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah, but then I also would kill like those cakes, like them moon pie cakes, and
Yeah.
I'd eat like 5 or 6 brownies and a night.
So what are you eating now? Just nothing at night?
No, I eat unsalted nuts, but only like a handful, and dried fruit that doesn't have sugar on it, so it's completely lame. But a positive thing that I was trying to say for me is exactly in that I've noticed how sweet they actually can be. The real natural sweetness of real fruit is different, but it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was eating an apple today, and I was like, this is just as good as candy if you get off the candy.
Right, that's what I'm...
Like,
yep.
if you just eat an apple. I mean, yeah, if you compare it directly to candy, it's not.
Right.
But, I mean, obviously... But it has like all this other health benefits to it, you know.
Right, fiber to push stuff through.
Yeah.
And,
And
vitamins.
my guess is that your body has an easier time dealing with that sugar when it's not just straight sugar.
Right.
And that's kind of the idea with the seed oils, as far as I know, is that basically if you eat the seeds, the amount of oil that's there is okay. It's when they refine it to an extra amount or whatever that it's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I haven't really noticed any benefits. I'm just like kind of tired all the time.
I mean, I agree with you. The tiredness is there. But it's like you feel tired, and for me, like initially was not having all that sugar. I feel tired from not having all the sugar, keep my brain going, but at least it's a good kind of tired. Like,
I was thinking, I don't know. I think I started dreaming again, which is weird because I haven't had any dreams in a long time, and like I've had a dream every night this week.
Oh yeah, right on.
So that's been something. I don't know if like working out does something for that or what, but Maddie was saying that she gets energy out of working out.
Yeah, yep.
But it doesn't give me energy. It just makes me more tired. Yeah, like, I don't know. And it's like, my muscles hurt all the time. I went and bought another set of dumbbells today so I can actually do the exercises correctly.
Yeah.
Because all the dumbbell exercises, they have 2, one in each hand. But what I had was like a set of like adjustable ones. You know what I mean? Like but I only had one. They like sell you it in a box that's way bigger than the thing. So, So when I first bought it, I thought it was 2 of them, which would make sense, but it was only one.
I only have one dumbbell myself,
Yeah.
but I'm also homeless.
Yeah.
And so my 25, I use it for a lot of things because there's a lot of things you can do on it. But
Yeah. Well, so that's all I'm doing is 25 pounds.
Right.
But now I have two of them. So I can do like one arm, like
right,
one arm, then the other arm or whatever, like the dude in the video says to do.
nice. I do push-ups on it.
Yeah, that's another thing I was doing today. It was nice to have two because I could like use it as a push-up.
Yeah,
thing,
as a push-up. Yeah.
And it's better than putting my hands like this on the ground. Like putting my hands like this sucks, but holding the thing like this is way better.
Yeah, I put my hands right on the rounds of the 25.
Yeah.
It just works different muscles.
But I mean, how
when you
does
move
that-
your hands,
Yeah.
it works
yeah.
different muscles.
That's
so
what I was gonna say. Like if you, depending on where you put your hands,
Yeah,
in the push-up, it's like
yeah,
it changes things.
it definitely changed a lot of things quick. And in the Army, that's why you're only allowed so many variants during the push-up event.
Yeah. What is that? So like they like tell you where you like
Where you
have
have to keep your
do
hands,
shoulder width or
Yeah, shoulder width.
Yeah.
Because if it gets too far out, it could be too easy.
Oh, it
You
gets
know?
easier if
Yeah.
it goes out. So is it harder the
It's
more
way
in?
harder in the middle.
Okay.
Super harder.
Because like what I was doing today, which was making it harder, is I was putting since I was doing it like this, I was going on the outside, but it was actually lifting me up 6 inches, right?
It does.
So then I
dig
went
deeper.
lower and
Yeah.
was able to come up, and I was actually able to feel it more than other push-ups,
Right.
I remember I had like my 5th grade teacher. He was like a workout health nut or whatever, and he would like get 2 chairs or 4 chairs.
Yeah.
He would put 2 feet on 2 chairs and then his 2 hands on the other chairs, and he would like actually go
Way
low,
down. Yeah.
like
Get those deep dips in. We used to do that in the Army sometimes where you put your legs on your battle buddy and then do
Yeah.
dips that way.
yeah.
Yeah. Whole bunch of men touching in the Army. And the more I talk about it, I'm like, man, I touched a lot of men.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say anything,
Just saying,
Like I'm
just-
not gonna bring that. Like that's whatever you guys did. What happens in the Army stays in the Army, right? It's like Vegas.
Right, yeah. But the Marines don't do full sit-ups. They do crunches for their PT test.
Oh, really? Why do you think that is?
Because
it's harder, or
it is
easier?
harder, and
Yeah.
it's more exact to what you'd be doing like in a combat situation. But they do it quicker or more rapidly than you are allowed in the Army. Because in the Army you have to do like fall all the way back. In the Marines you just bring your knees to your legs, your elbows to your legs in that position. So it's like a super crunch. You get no break.
I can't do a crunch or a sit up. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's so uncomfortable. I think I could physically do it, but it's so uncomfortable. I can't do it as a workout. Like I just can't.
Right.
So that's why planking has been better than that, and I'm hoping that will work.
Try V-ups. Start with some V-ups. Google V-ups later
Alright.
and try those. Those are kind of like sit-ups, but you can work yourself up into being better.
Well,
they-
are you in the same position?
Kind of,
'Cause
yeah.
it's the positioning that's an issue for me.
Oh, really?
I think if I got stronger, maybe it would be better.
Because you
but-
could put your hands underneath your butt cheeks,
yeah,
and then you do your V-up, so you become like a V.
that doesn't sound good at all. No, I'd rather plank. I'm just gonna keep planking.
But
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep planking.
I like sit-ups. I think they're the most fun. I do sit-ups at work. That's one of my workouts I do. Because
Yeah.
I have a big step, and so I put my legs up on the big old step, so that it's a little bit harder. It's more increased. I take a piece of cardboard outside. Everyone thinks I'm building a house out there.
Yeah,
Plus, I told them I was building a house outside. I'm like,
yeah.
why
You're
do you
like,
keep taking cardboard outside? I'm building a house.
I'm building the hobo hotel out there. I got my cardboard. It's my new house.
Well, I mean, I yell at all the hobos for taking the Frito cardboard. I'm like, put that
Yeah.
back. See, it says recycle on it.
Yeah, well, they don't even recycle them. They just reuse them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So, did you watch the inauguration?
No, that work.
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
I had a busy day.
I watched his speech too. He declared the border a national emergency.
Good.
He's sending them all back. I saw some video too, and there's a bunch of police down there at the border.
Oh yeah.
I think they're not messing around anymore. I think it's time.
I mean, like I said, I'm all about folks coming into America the way we intend, the proper channels, blah blah blah. Hell yeah.
Like if you don't do it legally, then
what else are you going to do illegally?
You're a criminal.
Just saying.
It's just the way it is.
You're breaking one law. I'm an outlaw. Are they all outlaws?
I mean, probably. I mean, I think they are by definition. Because
by definition,
if they broke the law to get in, that's a law they broke, right? I mean, it's like it just automatically by default.
Right.
You know, makes them an out. Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening over here. Trying to break stuff.
It happens. You're good at it.
I can't remember what else he said. I should have took notes on it so that we could talk about it. It's interesting, you know, like the ERS. He's creating the External Revenue Service. You know, what do you think about that?
Heck yeah.
It's like he's gonna try to bring manufacturing back to America. Try to bring manufacturing jobs back to America, which I think is a huge blind spot for us. You know, it's a huge weak point because we rely on all these other countries to make our crap. And then when something like COVID happens, then all of a sudden we can't get our stuff or whatever because we're not making it.
I feel like also I'm 100% behind tariffs. And I know some people think that's a sore subject, but I think tariffs are the bomb because we should have more.
Why are you moving?
I'm trying because my hands keep going off screen.
They're just going to.
I just feel weird each time I see my arm disappear. I'm like,
just don't worry about it.
Come back to me.
You're like, it got cut off. It's not there anymore.
I can still feel it. But I think that I personally would like to have a manufacturing job. I think that would be bomb. I'm good at building stuff all day or cleaning stuff too. But dealing with civilians, I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
You know, so
I can give you a little bit more here. Hold
on. Sonia's really itching my head. Dang it. But she's probably jealous.
There.
She don't smell like cigarettes no more.
Now you should be able to not lose your hand
Thank
in the
you.
abyss.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I can't do that for me because I got this window here that screws up the green screen.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I feel bad that like okay, what happens on the East Coast? Like we actually had an IV shortage for a while because the hurricane took out the only place that make IVs.
Yeah.
Like that's a dumb thing. The last hurricane took out the baby food plant. You know, when everyone's like trying to get baby food last year, a year and a half ago, whatever.
Well, yeah, and it's also like, we can't really always just depend on everybody. Like, I get it that everybody just wants to be all happy and friendly with everybody in all these countries, but it's like they're not.
They're not.
And it's like, why, that would be great if we could all live in the utopia.
Utopia ain't ever going to exist.
It's not possible.
Let's be... Plato said it the best. If you want peace, prepare for war. And Homeboy was like, he said that in 1300 BC.
Yeah. Do you think they were warring more then or less then? Like, are we more at war?
I think we're less at war, personally. And because people are... It doesn't even matter now. It's all about who's writing the check. It ain't about like national pride or to get a point across like, we'll teach them krauts. No one cares about that anymore. Like sorry not to get political, but
I think we should get political. I think we need to stop being like wusses about this stuff. Like it's time for everybody to stand up and say exactly what they think.
Right.
So that we can know who is who. Because it's like the problem that we're having is that we've been the silent majority for too long.
Right.
The live and let live need to stop being the
that.
Live and let live.
Yeah.
They need to start standing up because the issue is the ones that the loud minority is put us into this place.
Yes.
Where we are right now is because of them, and it's not good. It is not good for them.
It's especially not good for them. I know a lot of folks that like want to go to work that are, that are about that. I enlisted in the military for king and country. That's the only reason why I enlisted, was to serve my country straight up.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the military and I find out that is not what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get like...
Well, that's like a big reason why I'm doing this podcast, is like, because I've been listening, I've been doing the 75 hard, and then I started listening to Andy Frisella's podcast. And he starts saying a whole bunch of things that make a whole lot of sense, Like, you can't change America unless you change yourself.
Yeah.
Because you are America.
We are America.
Yeah, so if you're fat, then America's fat.
Yeah.
Because you are. If you're lazy, then America's lazy because you are. All right? Like, you are the culture of America. Like, I am the culture of America. So if I'm quiet about my beliefs, then... and I let these blue-haired whatevers take over, then I lose.
Right.
Because it's like, I don't agree with them.
Right.
And it's like, I want freedom, and I want the freedom for them to be able to have their blue hair and say their crazy things. But the problem is if I don't speak up about it, if I don't vote,
yes,
then the last 4 years happens. Right, and that's not good. It wasn't good. It isn't good. It's not what we should be for.
No, yeah, exactly. I agree with you 100%. We need to be for the people, by the people that are actually staying here, paying the taxes, working here.
Yeah.
And that go home every night here.
Well, yeah, and it's even like the amount of people that came over the border. Or are ever coming over the border. I mean, some countries have like full-blown minefields in between their countries. And like, they're like, hey, fences make good neighbors. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's just the way it is. It's like, I don't want my neighbor in my yard. If my neighbor's in my yard, then they got to have a good reason. Because like, well, one of them would be all right. But if the other one's in my yard, I'd be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like... And they're like, oh, well, I came over here to get away from my crazy wife. And I'd be like, dude, you need to go home, grow some balls, and take care of that. Or divorce it. You know?
Exactly.
It's like you can't just run away from your problems. You've got to go take care of it. You've got to go face your problems head on and figure it out.
Right. And I support judges that do that too. Like no bullshit judges too. Like we're all the same people. We put these people in power to keep us on line. And like the last judge I encountered, because I am an outlaw, I told him straight up, I cut the fat with him and boom. Did me a solid, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, honesty usually works out better for you in those situations. But
like I see all these other crooks that get away with pretty much murder on some soft judges, you know what I mean? Like I got a speeding ticket and the dude was like putting me to the fire about it, but then he let this like chick go through with no driver's license and no insurance who actually caused a wreck. And I'm like, what in the F?
Well, yeah, that's because the females,
Well,
that's because of male privilege. That's what that is. It's because of your male privilege that you got yelled at. You got the riot act, and she got pushed through because she doesn't have any male privilege. That's why.
I mean, I want to see this male white privilege shit. I need that card. Like, how do I get me my white male privilege card?
Because you mean you don't just live in a mansion? Like not everything's just given to you.
I'm actually homeless. And I tell bums this all the time at my store when they go, well, you've got such a good life. I'm like, bitch, I'm more homeless than you.
Right. Everybody has problems. Like they might look different, but
I come to work every day. You know what I mean?
If you say anybody has privilege, it's a lie.
Right.
It's all a lie.
Like I put up with everyone for this.
Yeah.
Plus, I served this country for you. I got shot at more than enough times to be grateful for you to be here for free.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all a lie. It's all just a lie. And people who believe that crap, they need to wake up. Look around. Do you see that stuff in your daily life? Think about it. Do you actually ever see privilege in your daily life? And then not only that, when you think you perceive it, if you think you see it, is it real?
Right.
If you look on Facebook, everything that we all post on Facebook is fake. That's not our real lives. I'm not going to go post on Facebook when I'm having a bad day or whatever, right? Here, hold on a second. Milo needs his headphones.
There you go, buddy. Oh, you lost a tooth? Great job.
32. You gotta unscrew it. It's like a clamp. Tyler's fixing the clamp. Anyways, it's
Put
like
the clamps to you.
You know, if you perceive real like privilege, it's like you don't know what kind of issues that dude has in the rest of his life. You know, even rich people are still offing themselves all the time. Like it happens. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like you're gonna get rid of your depression. You might like get happier maybe if you get money, but you're not gonna get rid of it if it's a problem.
I understand what you're saying, and I feel the same way. Like it's okay to struggle. Like sometimes it sucks. I've struggled enough, but I'm grateful for it because it truly makes you appreciate the great things.
Yeah, well,
that's worth working for.
I think I think it's some amount of a struggle for everybody.
Right.
It doesn't matter, and some people get more struggle, and some people get less. Now, what we need to do is we need to learn from our struggle.
Yes.
Like,
every
what
time.
are we doing wrong? You know what I mean? How do we level up? What do we change? It's like if I'm too fat and working out is hard, and then going to work is hard, and I'm tired all the time because I eat like crap. Like maybe I need to work out and do a diet.
Eat better, yeah.
You know, and then I'll start to feel better, right? Like I mean, that's the idea here, at least with what this is. Well, the same thing goes with our mental mind state.
Right.
If we're always thinking that we're victims, and we're in a victim mentality, then it's gonna do the same thing. You're gonna have that like repetition of like negativity depressing you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I'm not about that. I'm about, hey, learn, grow, keep going, push forward, make it happen. Like my trailer's the bomb. Got some cool shelves in it now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a luxury living estate. I
mean, it's got to be nice to not have to pay rent. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I mean, that's got to be good, I would think, but what you need to do now is you need to take that extra money and build wealth with it.
That is part of my plan. As soon as I get done paying off all my debt.
Yeah. Right.
Because that's the other thing too. I'm paying
that
off.
would be step one.
Yep.
Step one would be $1,000 in the bank.
Yeah, I got $1,000 right here.
All right. Then step two would be to pay your debt off.
Right. Pay my debt off. Snowball your debt.
Yeah. And then step three, I think is to
Is it to help get other people wealth?
No, I think step three is to get to start your retirement.
Oh, I thought. Well, anyways, I
don't know.
Anyways, but you're right. If you're sick of being broke, you have to change your way of thinking. You have to watch your pennies, and your dollars will take care of themselves.
Yeah, or just like what I think I'm gonna do about being broke is go get a better job that pays more money, and I've got a couple ideas about that. Obviously, I don't know if anybody knows, but I used to have a business. I shut that down because like now what I'm doing is every day I go to work, then I come home and work out.
Right.
Do my inside workout. This is my routine. And then what I do is I start studying, and I basically have three things that I want to get as soon as possible. I want to be proficient in piano playing, which I've been working on really hard. And a lot better at drums, which I've been working on really hard. I'm already an okay drummer or whatever.
Right.
And then I want to get my GED this year,
Nice.
hopefully somewhere in the summer. So I have a GED app that is helping me study for specific things that are on the GED test.
Right.
Because I never graduated high school. And then I do my outdoor workout and this podcast. But this podcast can happen whenever. So sometimes when you guys see me on this podcast and it's 5 o'clock at night, that means my day went pretty bad. And like I either worked a lot or whatever. Like Wednesdays, I don't know when this podcast is going to happen.
Right.
It might happen right before our other podcast. So I don't know. But
I agree with you too. Like definitely starting this, I've been reading. I have been having a hard time finding something to read that's not fiction that is actually able to read.
yeah.
I already changed 2 books because
really? Because they're just too hard or what?
it's like, yeah. Well, I ain't trying to sound like a P word, but I read the one and it just was so written philanthropic-y that I just couldn't hang anymore.
What was it?
The base Gilmore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I like it. Like, so I'm still about reading it. And then the other one I already read. I read through it too quick.
What was it? Oh.
The other How to Play the Bass book.
Yeah.
And but I programmed myself to read schematics for so long and tech manuals because I was in the Army for a long time and everything is a TM or a FM or an AM.
Yeah.
And field manual, technical manual, assembly manual. But I love reading those. Like I actually get a kick out of reading tech manuals. I
think the idea is to read something that's going to progress your life.
Yeah, that too.
So you should be reading like you could either read stuff on like the first time I did this, I read Jordan Peterson's book.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same thing as this. This time I'm actually reading this dude's book, Andy Frisella's book. So like if you read like Dave Ramsey's book, like that would be good. Or like, well,
I do have another book that I am going to try to read. It's like the 10 Things to Be Successful.
Yeah. What about that, The Richest Man in Babylon?
I'll read that one. That one's going to be a quick read. I could
too.
read that in a day, though.
Yeah.
If I'm not careful, that's the thing, too.
I don't know if that one's nonfiction. But I would say that it should count because if you just do all the stuff in it, the principles in it are super sound.
Right.
Like then I don't know if it would actually count if you went and asked Andy Frisella, but I bet it would. I bet he'd be all right with it because that book there, if you it basically teaches you to get out of debt and save your money. It's like if you save 10%, eventually you'll be rich enough to stop working. Like for me, I'm almost like, well, that's not fast enough. Like I want to like expedite this process,
And my problem is I actually enjoy going to work.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I enjoy going to work, but I just hate receivers. You know what I mean? They're the worst. Just kidding. I like receivers, but some of them.
Some of them suck. I know exactly what.
Not you. Everybody said that you're really good. But some receivers are not fun.
Oh yeah, well, I work in between 2 of them that are really shitty, so I completely know.
Right, it's just like it's just dependent on the receiver of how your day's gonna go. Sometimes they really screw you, and sometimes it's not even like that they're bad people. Like every once in a while, this one receiver gives my paper to the Budweiser guy, and I'm just like, so now she can't reprint it to her printer. She has to reprint it to the printer that's halfway across the store. So, and that printer's locked in a cage.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So I have to go down there to get it and hope somebody's there because now she's working on the next vendor. I'm like, you screwed me. Why don't you make him wait and you go get it so that you can go in the cage and get it? Because you're kind of, I don't think we're allowed in the cage. It's like, there's stuff in there.
There's a reason why there's a lock on
it. Right.
It.
And I don't, these places don't trust me as a vendor. Like I'm the enemy thief, according to them. Even though their employees are stealing way more from them than any vendor ever will.
Right.
But I'm the thief. And so I don't have, rights when I go into these places, basically. It's the worst. It's like if I could just delete that part of the job and never throw stores again, I would really like this job a lot.
Right.
Good receivers, and if I didn't throw stores. But the throwing stores is kind of like, it's not, I'm on the fence about that. That's not the worst thing in the world. It's
right.
And it's probably good for me because it's a workout.
Right.
It forces me to work a little bit harder. build my muscle a little bit more, or my endurance and all that stuff. So.
Well, like the other thing too, like about being self-proficient too, like I get where this 75 plus program isn't just about working out, it's to expand your life, right?
Well, it's to create mental toughness.
Yeah, that's
because we're all weak.
Right.
You know, we're like I don't want to go outside, it's snowing. You know, it's like a huge problem of our generation. You know, you think about the days of old, like when men were coming back from World War II, like they were just getting on their motorcycles with no helmets, and they were like chopping all this crap off them and going and jumping them, and like,
having a good time, being real men.
We don't do that anymore.
We're
all weak. We get up on the video games and just like, you know, and I have streams of video games, but I only do that like 2 or 3 hours a week. You know, but the people like dudes our age are in the basement. They don't want to go out and work. Like, they don't want to go out and, you know, it was so easy for me to become a truck driver because there was such a shortage of truck drivers. Nobody wanted to go out and do it.
Well, I even had a vendor ask me to come work for them. They were even willing to look the other way about something. And I'm like, nah, I don't play that game. Well, I'm an outlaw, but I'm straight up about my business, you know?
I mean, I don't know. They look the other way at stuff for me. The company I work for does not hire you if you don't have a high school diploma.
Right.
But they hired me without a high school diploma. They had to like go, you know, they had to get it approved all the way up through corporate or whatever. Right. But that's how desperate they were for work, you know, and then that's the other thing too, is that the first year, I didn't do great. Like, I did okay, not great. I was like in the middle all the time. So how do I get in the middle my first year? The second year, I rose right to the top. Right. And I've been the top driver. I was the top driver most months that year. I've been the top driver most months my third year. And then this year, I haven't seen any reports yet. But, you know, it's like, how do I just rise right to the top just because I have a different mentality than the rest of my generation.
And I'm right there with you. I mean, we're not that far apart in age, but every department I've gone to in the corporation I work for, I've always improved sales at least by 15%. My customer service is always top notch. Like, I pass all the thumbs ups. Like, these are personal goals I set for myself, not like the rest of my people. I say hello to everybody I see.
Yeah, so now what we need to do is we need to like lose weight, get buff, and then we need to leave these corporations behind because they aren't meant for us, I don't think anyways. It's like if we could take a level of excellence to either our own businesses or to better jobs that pay more.
Right.
You know, because it's like even if I'm at the top of my game at this place, they're not necessarily going to pay me more. Like when the raises come around, I get the full raise.
Right.
But it's still just a cookie cutter raise that everybody gets. I can't go to them and be like, hey, I'm going to perform in these ways. Can I get paid more?
Right.
Can you give me more stores and pay me more? You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. I don't think that's a possibility. It's not an option, you know?
I mean, in my long run, probably like 15 years down the road, I do plan on having a roadside shack selling beef jerky and breads that I make myself.
You're going to hook another trailer to your trailer?
I'm going to get a bigger one.
A smaller. You're going to have a bigger trailer?
I'm going to have a bigger one where I'll be...
Get a motorhome and then one of those jerky trailers.
I know, right?
Be one of those weird alien jerky dudes.
But those guys...
Do you think that's a countrywide thing? Like, or a nationwide thing? Or
those
is that
guys
just
actually,
in Utah?
Those guys actually buy from... there's like a distributor that sells them. So they give them like $1,000 and they get 100 pounds of beef jerkies, right? Yeah. And they get so many beef, so many elk, so many turkey jerkies in this package, right? And they get a couple signs that say fresh smoked this, whatever.
Yeah.
But mostly what they're paying for is a food scientist. And because you have to have a food scientist, according to the USDA, on a legit food scientist who knows how the meat breaks down, the carbohydrates break down, and so you don't cause people to be sick.
So like they are just buying the product already packaged up, and then they just got to sell it. So they're just the middleman.
They're the middleman, but I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be the whole man because...
Well, you should just start with the middleman and work your way up to being the whole man.
Perhaps.
I mean, how are you going to get the cows?
I'm going to be homesteading, so I plan on like...
Yeah, but I don't know. Start with the middleman.
Right. Well...
If it goes good,
add
the other
whatever.
parts.
I could sell beef jerky all day, man. That's, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's what I told Maddie the other day. I'm like, if I can sell old broken dryers, I can probably sell anything.
Yeah.
Like I could probably make a lot more money going to being a used car salesman or something like that.
That's what we need to do, is start selling cars. Yeah. Come on down.
Yeah, because like usually my customers with the dryers, like they just thought I was trying to screw them over all the time. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to, like, that's why I have...
Do you a favor.
I'm trying to help you. So I'm trying to provide a service and a product that is good. I'm trying to, like, help the world. I'm trying to, like, you know, take any skill that I have and trade it for money.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm saying the same thing. That's why I turned down that not Honey Bucket, but the United job.
Yeah.
It's because it would have taken too much away from my real life.
Yeah.
Like, granted, it was going to pay great, but no, I enjoy things. I don't want to.
Well, it's weird that they would even, like, have that, extreme of a schedule. You know what I mean? Unless it was, like, necessary. Like, if you were driving a route that was that long. You know, like if you were going to Elko and back, like that would be a 12-hour route no matter what.
Right.
It's like you can't really change that, you know. But if you like, maybe eventually you could get to a route that was around here that was closer. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, is the route was just, because we have one route that's just kind of like that. It's like, and he does go to Elko.
Right.
But he's just like screwed all the time. Like he only works 4 days, but they're all 14 hours, I think.
I mean, that would be a payoff, though. Like, I would take that all day instead of work 12 hours for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, guaranteed. And then they said that you have to give up you have to work 6 days every 2 weeks. And I was like, no, man.
Yeah, there's a garbage route that I was looking at, too, that was the same thing. So I decided not to do it because it would have been more money, but I would have had to work Saturdays.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I wouldn't mind working Saturdays. I don't have a problem with it, but my kid plays soccer on Saturdays, so I have to decide, like, you know, and that's the hard part about having a family too, is like you have to pick and choose what you're gonna do, and you know. But you know, that's not the answer either. I don't think it's like I think we need to basically like make a plan to branch out, to start a legitimate, like a bigger business, I should say, not legitimate, but like a bigger business that we could grow and then start growing. And
I think there's a lot of places that aren't here anymore that used to do that stuff, you know, like the laundromat business thing.
Yeah,
like that'd be a bomb one.
Yeah, my
friend was trying to get me to go do dry cleaning with him, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I might get stuck in the back too often. You know.
Is there a lot of fumes there?
With dry cleaning, I guess there can be.
Yeah. So you just like, is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm not 100% on it, but I do enjoy doing laundry and pressing suits. I was in the Army for a long time. I know how to make shit look real nice, but I don't want to necessarily. But like, if I worked at a laundromat and did people's laundry, that'd be okay, whatever. But to open up a whole dry cleaning business out of my pocket right now would be kind of like iffy, because I don't really know if people even dry clean stuff anymore.
Yeah, I think a laundromat would be better.
Laundromat would be way better.
But it's still like, it still might not be as good, because if we do it around here anyways, you're only gonna have like 2 types of customers: the ones that can't afford washing machines and they're not good customers, and then the ones that their washing machine just broke. But they're not going to be long-term customers, right?
Right. And I know the short term will be kind of... What? The TV remote's not down here. We use the button. And you're right. But there are I don't know. I guess I would say there's a third people that use laundromats.
Which would
the
be
apartment livers.
They don't have.
Some of them don't have
machines
at their apartments, like especially these new ones that they're building, the ones that look like encampment, concentration camps, I call them.
Yeah.
They're like, either they don't have enough quarters or they're always broken or blah, blah, blah. They like to go to a brick and mortar laundromat to do their laundry.
Well, and I mean, that would be all right. I think, obviously, it's a successful business plan. I mean, the people that have done it have made it work, and it's worked. I mean, it's like, yeah, but it would definitely be better than what we're doing now, I think.
Right. Oh, I definitely do. Even if we just went and repaired their broken machines, would be a better gig.
Yeah, but so the problem with that is that we're just making a job. If we get a business and it requires us to be there, it's a job. It's not a business. You know what I mean? Like, it's technically a business. But if I go make a repair business that requires me to go fix machines, it's not really a business. I need a business where I can hire an employee to do the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I want to do so that I could go and take my energy and work on growing the business.
Yeah.
To open another laundromat, to hire another employee to run that thing.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? And like keep that at that point, you have the ability to expand your income.
Right.
If your job just takes it requires you to be there all the time to do the work, then if your business does, I should say, then it's very hard to expand.
Yeah.
And if you can't expand, you can't get to the point of like the Uber wealth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't know, me being a handyman, it's kind of only by people that know me or I reply to the ads to go assemble stuff for them.
Yeah.
Like, there's a web page you can log into.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think I know what you're talking about.
And I use that a lot, but I do rely on a third party. Like, they have to go buy some crap from China or Temu or wherever for me to come put together for them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that stuff's interesting, but it's like, it's not, I think that's the direction that we might need to go in. Either that or we just need to go get educated and get to the higher level of jobs, you know?
Yeah. Which it's kind of silly though to me about that. Like, I've been to college and I'm all about it, but it's just that in itself is kind of like you got to jump through some hoops too, you know?
Yeah, well, I think there's more options now than there was. Like, I was talking to somebody yesterday about because I'm thinking about going into cybersecurity.
Yeah.
What would be nice about that is I might be able to work remotely sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But even if not, whatever. But he's doing like a 6-month program on Google, which I don't know how much school he has before or whatever, or if it's going to be like a degree or what. But
right.
You know, it seems like you might be able to take that and then go get some experience. And then, you know, if you had whatever certifications or any certifications, somebody would probably hire you.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably like less necessary to have full on degrees unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Right? I mean, those two, you're probably going to want to go to college. But anything else, it's like, with the way the world is now, college and universities they should really be extinct.
Right.
Because you can find out anything you want to know on the internet. It's all there.
Yep.
But it's just, I mean, even college, you could go on MIT's YouTube, and there's like straight up the lecture is right there on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are the students paying for? The piece of paper.
Right.
You know, or I guess the direct relationship with the teacher. But if you were smart enough, you could go watch that lecture. I mean, maybe if you could buy the book, you could like teach yourself how to do it or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
And that's and I mean, maybe it's just our upbringing, because I'm the same way. Like, I can learn stuff way quick. I've had lots of hats, you know, like, you know.
Yeah.
Done lots of things in my
life.
life.
Look at what we're doing right now. Like, if you saw the way we do this this YouTube thing. I mean, maybe it would make sense. I don't know, but it's pretty like baling wire and duct tape.
That's how we get it.
But
done.
look, it's done. Like you can hear what we're saying over there, and it looks okay, and it sounds okay. It could sound better if we had better gear, or if I knew how to do it better or whatever.
But we can always learn more, though. That's like the other thing too. Like I was wiring an outlet, and someone came over and like, "Do you know what you're doing?" I'm like, "Do you think I would got to this point if I didn't?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like just watch a YouTube video then, and it's like, yeah, you're not gonna have the experience that guy does, but you can get enough.
Right.
But I'm not telling anybody to do anything.
Yeah,
like,
please
proceed at your own risk. Really.
Pay a handyman.
Yeah, this is for entertainment
licensed and
purposes
bonded.
only. So, but what I want to do is I think that we should, both of us and everybody around us should like all raise our goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Raise the bar. We should all become a higher level of person. And like what I was thinking, I mean, even with this podcast, I want to develop this podcast more and more into like where we could, even if we just take those Instagram videos that we put on the other podcast and we react to them, or stuff like that. We can react to current events. We could turn this show into a current event show, at least the Monday one.
Right.
And just do it. Eventually maybe this thing could become our business. Who knows? Like, nobody's watching now, but maybe they would eventually.
I mean, as soon as they get off their butts, they will. If we have a good topic line.
Yeah, well, we need money. It all comes down to money. We could go we could do the topic line, like you said. We could get those topics and basically do what everybody else is doing, which is just regurgitating everything that everybody else is regurgitating. I mean, let's face it. Go watch if you go watch on my YouTube page where it has the news thing, there'll be 5 news pages with all the same exact story.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Because they're all just doing the same thing that all the other ones are doing. Like that's all we would need to do a current event show.
Right.
Just go run the same stories they're running, or the same videos, or the same like things. Like today they're all going to be talking about the inauguration. I can't even say that word. They're all going to be talking about Trump going in. Then tomorrow they're all going to be talking about how Trump made a state of emergency and is sending all the illegals back.
Yeah, and all day long I was telling everyone Happy MLK Day.
Yeah.
I wasn't even talking about the inauguration. I'm like, Happy MLK, and they're like, who's that?
We could even talk about that dude and some of the weird stuff that went down with that guy.
That dude definitely had some weird stuff going down.
Yeah, it's like how much that whole thing might have been a psyop, and that might have started the control that led us to where we are today. Like that may not be as good of a thing as everybody thinks it was. You know what I mean?
No, you're completely right, because that dude definitely got paid, and I read his autobiography.
Yeah, it's weird. So there's some weird stuff there.
Weird stuff, yeah.
Once you start going down that rabbit hole, you're just like, wait a minute.
Even the day he got killed, too, that was weird, too.
Yeah.
Like, especially Malcolm X, too, the way Malcolm X died.
Yeah, but no, Malcolm X isn't dead, dude.
Malcolm X got shot to death.
When?
A long-ass time ago.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I saw him on an interview like 5 years ago.
No, you didn't.
Let me see. He got beat up.
Malcolm X he got shot right after King got killed.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Maybe you are.
Anyways.
Yeah, he died. He got set up in such a bad way. He was in this opera house.
Yeah, I must be thinking of somebody else.
And
there's no way.
And the way it went down, like everyone was saying it was one shooter, then it was 2 shooters, and then it was a whole police force.
Yeah. So it was like it was set up by the government, or
yeah, it was
because nobody knew.
Because nobody knew, but then also he got shot with a shotgun, and he also got shot with a .45 ACP. And that whole day, he even said before he died, just like MLK, the day before he gave a speech saying, "Hey, tomorrow I might die, but we need to keep better as a people." So I get they're trying to keep civil rights for their people together, but how they got to it, the outside forces that were paying their way, way different.
Well, even I heard the what's her face, Rosa Parks.
Yeah,
I heard she was hired.
Yep.
Like it was all hired. Like it was hired. It was all like a
well, she did it a week
stunt.
before then too, and
Yeah.
no one cared.
Right.
No one cared that she was sitting on that bus.
Well, yeah, and I think they had actually tried it once before with somebody else.
Yeah.
And it also didn't work. And it's like, I don't know why did it change then? Like where, I don't know. It's like it's anyways, it's all weird.
Well, especially during that time too, like you had line breakers that were paid to piss people off.
Yeah, so like that's what I was saying the other day when on this podcast when we were talking about Y2K. I was like, we know that was played up so the media could get people watching it.
Right.
So they could get more of an audience to get more advertising dollars. Like we know that's what they're doing. We know that's what they've been doing for the last 20 years.
Yes.
What makes you think they didn't do it back then?
Of course they did it back then. That's where we learned how to do it.
Yeah, so
you
it's
can't
like
do it successfully without jacking it up a couple of times.
Yeah, so when are we going to wake up and stop allowing them to do this crap to our psyches? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's it's crazy.
They used to call it the yellow press. I wrote a paper on it way back in middle school that was the false news at the time.
Yeah.
And that used to sell way more papers than the regular papers.
Well, yeah. So it's like it's all like that now.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell. Like, ABC News might as well be showing the Bat Boy. Like how would we even know? Like
yeah, exactly.
You remember the Bat Boy?
Yeah, the Bat Boy.
Like the tabloids.
Dave's mom used to write
to the
those.
tabloids?
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's funny though. Yeah. No, you're complete. That's what I'm on the same page. Like, I want to know who's behind the curtain because I'm not getting involved.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we should do. We should start talking about all that stuff, and like especially when I'm not doing 75 hard, we'll pull clips and put them in here and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want to start doing. I need to start doing it. Like so. Yeah, that's what we should do. But anyways.
And I don't mind the 75 hard. I actually enjoy it. It has been really hard for me. It's been super hard for me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Well, it's like kicking the crap out of my lungs. My lungs are having a hard time, and then like I said, like eating better food is good and not buying fast food is even better. And and just for anyone out there, the real truth about where we're at is sometimes a little bit stranger than fiction, I hope everyone's enjoying themselves out there. If you don't know, we also do a musical show on Wednesdays about 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're like on Pacific Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time or Midwestern Standard Time, add 2 hours, take 2 hours. Make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe. Give us some comments on something that you would like us to talk about or discuss with us. And if you're a subject matter expert, please let us know. We're all trying to learn. No, by no means are we professionals or experts, but we would sure like to become that.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's another thing is we need better microphones. We need a better way of mixing into better microphones. I mean, we have the equipment on the mixer. I need to use it better, I think. Like, I don't really like my voice, and I don't know if it's just me or if it's this setup, so whatever.
I don't even know how I sound. I always feel like I sound like an alien talking. So like,
yeah.
Especially if I got headphones in.
Well, my voice is so low that it's like I feel like I should pull out all the low. Like I can't hear it in the truck sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though it's like seemingly loud. I mean, I don't know. I can't understand what I'm saying because I don't talk correctly when I listen to it back, It's like... It's like I need to learn to like announce everything, and if we want to make this thing go, then that's what we have to do. We got to start talking louder, like more, whatever the word is, like
project more.
Project. Like you don't have a problem with that, I've always had a problem with that. I'm too quiet. I don't know how loud I am, you know.
Right.
You don't have a problem with projecting. Like, to me, you sound totally normal on the podcast, so. But my voice, it's like it's so low it gets muddy, and then it gets like, you know, it's all too convoluted. It's like it blends all together and gets jacked up, and then you can't hear the words that I'm saying, you know.
Right.
Anyways.
But I don't know. Here's my second point about making money too, especially on our government standpoint. Like, I get that we got to pay taxes to pay for some things, right? But why is our government trying to get rich off of us?
Yeah, well, that's
You know what I
that's the
mean?
problem. That's what the TikTok thing was, right?
Right.
It's like a bunch of them bought Metastock. Like, or at least that's what people on Instagram were saying. And I
Right.
was going to pull those clips and put them into yesterday's video. But I was like, I don't even know if I want to talk about this. And, like, that's exactly the wrong point of view. I should talk about it. Even if
Yeah.
nobody listens to this. Like, I should just at least put it out there in the air.
Right.
You know, and be like, the government officials are buying stock in one company and then banning
Yep.
the opposition, the what's it called? Banning the other company that goes against them, banning the competition.
Yeah.
It's like that. It should be a big old you know, conflict of interest.
Right.
Like, because then obviously the stock that they just bought, it's like insider trading.
Yeah.
You know, it's
exactly.
worse.
Yeah, it's way worse than that. It's like a boom flex, chokehold you out.
It's
Money,
like,
money, money.
should the government even be able to ban a company? I mean, it's like, okay, so if they're spying on American citizens, well, here's my take on it. Those people put their lives in the public eye.
Right.
It's like what we're doing right here. Anybody can watch this video.
Yes.
So, like, other than maybe their, if they're giving them their other information, like their full names, addresses, social security numbers, in order to get paid from TikTok,
Right.
like, that might be the information that they're trying to protect. But really, to me, what it looks like is they're like, hey, we can just use this to make money for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's more what it looks like is happening, rather than them actually giving a crap about anybody's personal information being gone or whatever.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Well, I exactly feel the same way. There's way more things out there that need to be shut down that are way more objectifying than a tiki-taki, you know? Like,
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
sorry, but if you're afraid of
our data is gone. It's like it in today's world, like, if we just all get off the internet, then our data might not be spread out. But you know, there's more information about you on the internet that you don't even put up there.
oh yeah,
Like,
exactly.
anybody could go find if, like, other people have put it up there, and other people have, you know, and that's all I'll really say about that. But that's another reason why I want to go into cybersecurity, because there's probably blind spots that we all have that we don't even think about.
Oh yeah.
And if I go get a degree or some sort of certification in that and then go become employed in that, I'll be able to better protect my family
Right.
from that. And that's a huge risk, you know, that you know, we have an issue with. So
Well, I know that some people said that they were afraid that people would log on to TikTok and steal our nation's secrets and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's only if you have the app, you know, and I don't know why you'd be sending a TikTok inside the Oval Office, but, like, you know,
Yeah.
that's your bad anyways.
Well, yeah, but they do. I mean, even they do stuff like that, where they put, like, they, you know, intermingle their data between the government's data, and
Homeboy.
their phones and the government
Yeah,
phones. It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
don't put TikTok on the government phone.
Yeah.
You know, don't put Facebook on it either. Like, don't put any of them on it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
use the government phone for work and only official business,
Yep.
and then use your phone for whatever, you know. It's like, also, like, if you're not a paid creator, why are you, like, giving these people your actual name anyways?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like, it's all dangerous. It's all you know, you could just as easily get your identity stolen.
Right.
It's like, so, yeah, I mean, we need to have better better ideas of what we're doing individually and not let the government
fix it for us, because the government definitely does not care about Joe Schmo.
And the government cannot save you from yourself or from anybody, you know? Like if you get murdered, the government shows up after.
Yeah.
So I'm sure sometimes they stop murders. I'm sure it's true. Sometimes they do. But usually the crime happens and then the government shows up.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of times that prevents future crime. Like, I'm not saying that that is a bad system. But what I'm saying is if something does happen to you, the government will show up after to try to take care of it.
Right.
They aren't there.
They're not there. Or there's red tape. They make all this red tape. Why they can't? Why they can't?
Well, and so should we rely on them for stuff like this? You know, maybe we should all just like be a little more intelligent about what we do on the internet and try to keep our data off it. But it's hard. It's hard to do in today's day. You know, it's like we all use it for.
Oh yeah.
But anyways.
Well, even our cell phone. Yeah, everyone likes to put stuff where it's gonna save them the bottom line. You know.
Yeah. So, and I think it's also interesting that other app came out, the Red Box or whatever, Red Note. What was it called? Red Note.
Yeah. Oh, I saw two more that popped up right after it.
It's interesting that they have to use the red. You know, it's like why don't they just? I heard somebody say, why don't they just call it Hammer and a Sickle? You know? Hammer and a Sickle app. Like use this one instead of TikTok.
Yeah. Come check out the HC, y'all.
Yeah.
Make that one cool. Anyway. From our Russian brothers.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they're the only country that kept LoJack in business too, by the way. Just shout out to Russia.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like I think there is a lot of corruption there and you know everything, but
at least they're upfront about it. I mean, they had the KGB was like that was their game. You know, that was like their deal.
Yeah, I don't know though. I think that was more government oppression, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
that's KGB, like the IRS.
Yep, exactly. But that was that everyone knew it. It was like face value. We are this. We do not tolerate that. Straight up. Like if you have the cops show up at your house right now, you don't know what they're doing.
And see, and that's another thing that I would like to go into. Like, if we have episodes on here where we're learning things, like last time we learned about Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
If we have them, what I would like to learn about is like how exactly, because I've heard this. This is what I've heard over and over again, that the people in this country that are leftists are like Marxists. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Do you know who Karl Marx was?
I do. Our guests may not.
What I was thinking about doing is like doing a deep dive into finding some leftists that we could look at and finding Karl Marx's book and like doing a direct comparison to see if people who said the left is like Karl Marx were correct or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we could also do one for people on the right. We could just simply compare them to Nazis because it seems like the left is calling us Nazis every other day. You know what I mean? Which is interesting because I think Karl Marx has more in common than Nazis than we do. But that's only, hearsay. Like, I don't know. I haven't actually read the dude's book or whatever. But it's interesting how that goes. It's like the people on the left they project their ideas onto us rather than looking at us for what we actually are.
And I mean, not to like talk some shit, but Nazis took care of their own. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Like they took care of their, like when the Nazi party, like not to be like, okay, the Nazis are okay because they bad. Hey, what's up, my mom?
Yeah.
But they took care, like they were at everyone was fed. Everyone had heat. Everyone had their place.
Yeah, but not that. Maybe they did, but the Jews didn't.
Well,
right. I mean, it's like what right wing person in this country is doing that?
Right, and that's what I mean.
They were communist.
Yeah, they were. But
what right wing person in this country is good with communism? None of them. Like we don't like communism. Yeah. We want capitalism.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But my point was like when they compare us to the Nazis, it's like, well, they're not really that. They're not that extremely different. The Marxists, anyways, we'll get into that another time. But I'm just saying, like, when you look at like the bottom line of it, what the actual truth is behind the Nazi Party, like they're just trying to do right by their own, you know?
I don't know. I think they were. I think what happened is they weren't. They were tricked into it. But basically, it's like they were just following orders, right? It's like we watched that all go down.
Right.
We were able to see that stuff. So let's do. I'm gonna start a new thing that says podcast ideas.
Right.
So direct comparisons. Basically, we'll try to do what we can to either like dispel the claims from both sides.
Right.
So dispel the claims from the left that the Republicans are Nazis. Dispel the claims from the right that the left is Marxists. Right.
Right. Hey, and I'm all about that business, but there's a lot of things that get overlooked also too. All right, Mom, have a good day. Go back to work. Yeah.
She's like, they're talking about politics.
She's I don't got time for that horse shit.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah.
Talk about rock and roll.
Rock and roll. That's the other show.
Yeah, we need to talk about rock and roll too, because like I hate to say this, but y'all, your classic hits were all the devil once too.
What does that mean?
Like AC/DC was the devil, the Rolling Stones was the devil.
Well, they like literally put up devil horns. Like you don't think they're the? I mean, they still are, aren't they?
No,
It's devil music. They put up devil horns.
like this.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the devil?
I think so.
I taught my kids to do that. Yeah.
I mean, I got a devil on my hat. I'm pretty sure. Don't I? What is it?
I'm just saying, a demon.
He might even be doing the devil horns. I don't know. But I'm all about Jesus. You know what I mean? That's another thing, too. It's like we could start talking about Jesus. Right?
Well, Jesus, like, look at that dude. He loved all the homies down on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he loved everybody, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he taught. He just didn't hand out. He chose his company well. You know what I mean? He got rid of all the people that were doing naughty stuff.
Did he?
Yeah, he turned over the money changers in the temple. He tossed them over, saying no.
I think he just like threw the table. You know, he was angry at him.
Well, I wasn't really angry at him, but he was teaching him a lesson that your sacrifice needs to come from you. You can't pay for it.
Dad's been watching the inauguration all day. Lots of politics.
Lots of politics.
Yeah, and I wonder if like if they're really going to be able to do that stuff. You know, like are they really going to be able to go through and deport? Are they gonna be? Is he gonna be able to actually control the border this time? You know,
Right.
last time he tried to control the border and he got blocked all the way through. It's like
Everyone was saying, heck no.
Yeah, the left didn't want it for whatever reason, and the right, I don't know. I don't remember if the left had control. You know, I don't know, but
Well, I mean, like I said, we got other countries that are older than us, and their borders are way more crazy controlled than ours.
yeah,
They use D9 tanks and like mow people down. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We've been playing with kit gloves on our border. Knit gloves, sorry. Knit gloves, I feel.
Kid gloves.
Yeah, kid gloves, knit gloves.
I think it's playing with kid gloves.
Oh, I thought it was called knit gloves.
I don't know.
Google the thing, let us know. Knit gloves, because, like, yeah, you have to, like, they're like mittens. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the actual truth behind behind something, like, the Victor's Right history, right?
It's kid gloves.
Is it kid gloves?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the Victor's Right history.
But, yeah, so I really feel like, you know, people follow orders, people get down, but for us over here, we definitely need to stand up for our own. We need to stand up for our own.
So Dad says he is sending the military to the border as if we are being invaded. Well, it's kind of like we are being invaded.
Obama did that too.
I mean,
Don't forget, Obama sent a whole bunch of us to Juarez, Mexico, without guns. That was the worst thing I ever did.
Like, why would they do that? It's so stupid.
Yeah, we got shot out by Mexicans more than not. We had to call the Border Patrol because they had guns.
What would be the point?
We were there to enforce them to keep them from coming across.
Yeah, but if you don't have guns, then you're just going to do it by hand. I guess if it's just like families, if you're not dealing with the cartels, I don't know.
We only did it for 2 weeks, then we came home.
Yeah.
Because it was a bad idea.
Well, hopefully that will get figured out. Hopefully a lot of this stuff will get figured out, straightened out. We'll get back to some amount of normalcy to where we're not just all like struggling every day and trying to just make this all happen, if we could get it to where it's a little easier, it's too hard.
Right.
Like we need to make more money, at least.
Bring them jobs back to America. Get Detroit going for something good.
Yeah. What would you go do? If you had a choice, what would you go do?
Well, I would go suck poop out of septic tanks because that's my dream job.
Why is that your dream job?
I'm good at it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't.
Because you're good at it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it before?
Twice in my life.
You've done it twice, so you're good at it. Like, when did you do it?
Well, every time I had to take care of a TTC in the military, I was always the bomb at that.
Yeah.
Tactical toilet system.
I don't think you're that good at it, though, because you got your little tank. Like, I've brought this point up before. You live in an RV. So I have an RV. I've dumped my tanks many times. I've never dumped my poop anywhere. Well, actually, yeah. You've done it multiple times on your driveway.
No, I've only done it.
One time, my RV broke, and some spilled out a little. But
that's my thing.
That was something broke.
I had to adjust.
You were dealing with normal, everything was good.
No, it wasn't. It was still a learning curve because there wasn't a YouTube on how to hook it up because it was.
Yeah, there is.
Not for the setup I have.
Well, there's tons of YouTubes out there for everything.
Well,
I bet you there is.
Anyways, now I'm the pro at it. Now I haul poop all day.
Yeah.
And besides sucking poop,
you don't spill it anymore.
Yeah, you don't spill it anywhere. And then, I already know that I'm really good at cleaning bathrooms and back rooms.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I don't think you need to do anything for that job. You just need to go do it. You just need to quit your job and go get hired there, or go get hired there first and then quit your job, right?
Yeah, something like that. But like I said, the fridge benefits of it would be definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, what benefits would there be?
Fine diamond rings in the bottom. Yeah. I'm going to open up my own jewelry store on the side of my rig. Yeah, I've already got it mapped out. I'm going to sell watches, chains, rings.
What do you call that?
Secondhand jewelry.
Number 2 jewelry.
Yep, that's why the number 2's there. Secondhand jewelry.
Jewelry from number 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people drop that much stuff in there.
Oh man, I was talking to one dude, and he was telling me that he finds a lot of things,
like
cell phones.
But you can't resell this.
Oh heck yeah, you can, man. Put that thing right on there. Put it in a bag of rice.
That doesn't work.
Super blue screen.
You know how electricity works. That doesn't work. The bag of rice is a ridiculous concept. If the solder traces get blown apart by a short circuit,
then they're bad.
Then the bag of rice isn't going to do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's money in the toilets, but there's not money in the diamond ring shop from the crap you pull out of the toilets. You know?
I think there definitely will be.
Plus, there's a moral quandary there, because are you going to tell your customers where the crap was? You know what I mean?
I sure am.
You're going to be like, I pulled this out of a toilet.
Y'all don't understand.
Pulled this out of the pit toilet up at Bridger Lake. You know?
Yep. I'll even have a little story to tell about it, too. Be like, this diamond ring found its way over here.
So where they get the brown rice.
Yeah.
I hope not.
And then plus, reading all the different toilet stall poetry. I look forward to that.
Yeah. I feel like that would actually be more lucrative than the diamonds. If you take pictures of that and make an Instagram account,
right?
I bet you could get a gazillion followers for that.
That too. Plus, I want to sell prints of it. That was my third thing.
There you go.
Print.
Yeah, you make a book.
Yeah, make a print of all the.
Oh, we're lagging out. I don't know why. Hold on. I don't know why this happens in the day. Warning, the stream's bitrate is lower. They might still be able to hear us, but they aren't going to have our video is going to be jacked up. Let me see.
But, like, yeah, the real historical events and the roots that were behind them, way better to talk about.
Yeah.
You know? Why did people go to the goulashes? Why did people go to the ghettos? You know?
I wonder if it has something not lagged out. We're back to our normal kilobytes per second. So next time that happens, let me know. Let me do that and see. Let's see if this thing is. It's not rolling again yet on the. Let's give it a minute here to get back to normal. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Yeah, well now you got to catch back up, YouTube.
Come on, hire one of your tech wieners to
I mean, we could be done too. We've been going a long time. It's 2:45 anyways.
Yeah.
So pretty much time for you to go do whatever you have to do. I still have to do my outdoor workout too.
Yeah, I have to go to the store.
Yeah, I got to read, do my outdoor workout.